think I hit more mud than ball. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hit this ball. You got a machete on you? Anytime you swing at a ball and it goes behind you, you just phone it in. That's enough. Okay, that didn't work out, Nick. I'm out here all by myself, and we got the puppy, and my wife is home with the 3 kids and the other dogs, so I figured I'd make it easier on her and just bring him with me. I'm just a fighter when I'm here. I train, I eat, I sleep. It's just me and an Airbnb and a puppy. It's really hard on me, it's really hard on my wife, it's hard on my kids. But I hate to call my family a distraction, but anything that takes away from the goal of being a world champion necessarily, is a distraction. So as soon as I spar on Friday, as soon as that practice is over with, I fly home. Saturday, Sunday I spend with my family, and then Monday morning I'm on a flight at 6 a.m. to make it here by 10 a.m. practice. It's really hard, and we make the sacrifice, and nobody likes it, but I think that that's what's best for my career, and in turn that's what's best for them.
I started working with Anthony years ago. He and I, just hit it off. The culture, the team, himself. He had some turbulence in his career in the sense of being in the UFC, being out. He's fought at the highest level in many promotions. We went on to have a lot of success together, fight for a world title. I've learned a lot from coaching Anthony and just having that opportunity to grow with someone like that.
Well, I mean, there's a couple different reasons that I moved my training camp to Denver. Number one, Marc Montoya is one of the best coaches in the entire world. The environment at Factory X is like no other place that I've ever been. And that's 100% because of Marc Montoya's culture. Like, no one is above anybody else. Marc treats me the same that he treats a 2-0 amateur. We're a bunch of brothers.
Well, the difference with working with a seasoned vet like Anthony, you're just refining and sharpening that already built skill set. The unique part about Anthony is he has remained coachable, and that's something that is hard to find sometimes with the vets.
I just don't feel like I'm better than anybody else. Like, personally, I perform really well when I'm in a team atmosphere. Like, when I have people pushing me, and I need to lose. That's why the Factory X system works for me. I've always had a problem with wrestlers. Cody Brundage he's that style. That's what he represents. He's a young guy. He's super hungry.
That's youth right there.
And that's exactly how I was when I was his age. So that's kind of why I've gravitated towards Cody and just kind of putting him under my wing a little bit. And he's a hard push.
We just vibe really well, on and off the mat. He kind of took that role of like big brother, took me under his wing. He's good everywhere, and he's got 50 fights. He's helping me sharpen my game in every way.
The places where maybe I'm weak, he's strong, and where he's weak, I'm strong. So we just feed off of each other, and it's really, really intense competition, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's just constant little brother, big brother banter. And I just really appreciate that he never lets me get over on him.
That's right, your old ass knees can't take that. Father time catches us all, Anthony. We goof off, but it's highly competitive, right? Like, I never want to lose to him, and he damn sure never wants to lose to me. He gets the better of me right now, but I always want to get the better of him, and he knows that, so he's got to show up A-game.
Hey, dude, Anthony's a great guy. He's a guy that gets along with everybody, and he doesn't think he's better than anybody.
He brings all that experience to the gym, and I think it kind of rejuvenates a lot of guys, honestly. They're excited to see him, and I think it motivates them, so he brings a lot.
Anthony and I actually go way back. We came up together. We started our amateur careers back in 2008, and then in 2016, I believe, is when he came over here to Factory X, and when we started training together, and man, he's just been a great addition ever since.
Me and Dustin are very similar in our path to the UFC and kind of just our struggle in MMA in general. I'm very proud of the fact that it was me that really sucked Dustin back into MMA, and ultimately now he's back in the UFC.
In 2018, I took the whole year off. I broke my arm twice. There were doubts in my mind that whether I'd ever fight again. I worked my ass off with him for the John Jones fight, and it got me back into this gym, and it got me back into grinding, and it got me back into the UFC. So honestly, I owe a big part of my return and my success right now to Anthony. So it's been awesome working with him, man.
I think MMA wouldn't be as good of a place without Dustin Jacoby in it. I didn't realize that I was the old grizzled veteran that the young guys were chasing until it was too late. Marc had to have a serious sit down with me to make me realize that even though I don't have the title, I still have a target on my back. As far as my opponent coming up, that's exactly the situation that I'm in. I'm excited about this fight. I'm a fan of Jimmy Crute's style. He's going to be a superstar someday, he really is, but it's not going to be off of me.
I would say for Crute, this is a title fight for him in a sense, because you know, you have an opportunity to fight somebody that has fought for the world title at 205. As long as we're prepared for that, mentally and physically, then we can combat all that stuff and go out there and be victorious.
Jimmy Crute's a relatively younger guy, especially in the game in MMA. Right now, if I was to put my money on the line, I think Anthony weathers the storm, and I think Anthony submits him. And I think he used that veteran status to take out a younger, up-and-coming fighter.
I think people think that he's just like a brawler and a striker, but he's good on the ground. His wrestling is good. His striking is good. He's good all around, and his grappling definitely. He's very tricky and hard to deal with.
He's never shied away. He's always showed up. He's always signed on the dotted line.
Anytime you have a nickname Lionheart, you have to show that that's who you are. That's what you're about. That nickname really personifies who he is as a person. He has really battled through a lot of stuff in the cage, those demons outside of the cage.
I'm not anything special. I'm just a small town Nebraska kid that I just never give up, and I'm willing to go to places that other people aren't willing to go.
I think that nickname picked him.
We went to Arrowhead. It was a golf course that I'd never been to before, but I'd heard a couple of my teammates talk really highly about Arrowhead. And me and my roommate Nick, hit some balls and walked the course. It's an incredibly beautiful course. There's deer and all sorts of animals just walking around on the greens, and I had a lot of fun. I'm glad that the weather started to cooperate a little bit. We could get that done. I hope I look better on camera doing this than Derek Lewis does. Oh. We're gonna hit another one. I never said I was good at golf, okay? I bet my swing looked better than Derek Lewis's though. It's kind of a tough course, and it was the first round of the year, and couldn't get it going. I had a blast though. I'm not very good, but I have a lot of fun being out there.
All right.
We should keep score just because it'd be funny. Gotta love swinging your club in Colorado, standing in elk poop. So when I first started training here in Denver, I had a really hard time letting myself enjoy myself while I was here. I felt so guilty if I went out to a lunch or a dinner with my teammates or my roommates at the place that I stay here. Like if I'm gonna be here, then I shouldn't be having fun. I'm here to work. And eventually my wife told me, like, if you're gonna be there, you have to find a way to not torture yourself. When after I fought Gustafson, I had the 2 hand surgeries, I golfed every round of golf that summer with one hand. I was literally teeing off one-handed. I just hold my belt. And I swear to God, I tee off better with one hand than I do two. Look at that. Straight down the middle of the fairway. Once I started allowing myself to have small moments of joy, it made it a little bit easier to stay here. So whether that's having a quick round of golf or, going and hiking in the mountains and trying to see if we can spot some elk or just anything to try to pass the time so that I'm not sitting around kind of torturing myself. It seems to be helping a little bit, that I'm not just locking myself behind closed doors and kind of staying inside my own head. And I think that it's been good for my mental game. I think it's been good for my sanity. And it does seem to help me pass the time a little bit faster during the week. Money! Dustin Jacoby, I'm coming for your ass. Just don't show them the ones that happened before that though. When you're in fight camp, it's like everything's so serious, and every day you're just, you're just doing the best you can to try to not get your ass kicked. So it's nice to get out and do something a little fun, a little different. I'm here away from my family, so it keeps my mind occupied. Sucks being away from my wife and kids, so fills the time, I am a Nebraska boy at heart. I love being out on the farm and deep in the sticks, but playing at that golf course and the beauty that is outdoor Colorado is unmatched. I would never move out of Nebraska, but if I did, it would be Colorado. It's so different. You go up in the mountains and you walk the trail, or it's hard to put adjectives to Colorado. It's the most beautiful place in the world. And there's just something about being out there that just is calming. So if you can add that kind of beauty and then throw a golf game in the middle of it, That's kind of the best of both worlds for me. It's hard to be in a bad mood. It doesn't matter how bad you suck at golf. You can't help but have a good time out here. I'm gonna break my leg. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to hit it over this hill. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is ridiculous. Ugh. After 50 pro fights, the motivation comes from not winning a world title yet. My biggest fear in life is that maybe I'll never win one, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's all I've been chasing since I was 17 years old. At the end of the day, it's all about chasing the title. So in the next few years, I want to be a world champion. I've said it over and over and over again, and I'll say it to you right here. I'm going to be a world champion, or I'm going to die trying. A byproduct of chasing the title is I've been really, really successful when I don't think a lot of people in my youth would have seen me being successful at anything. The UFC has given me an opportunity to really provide for my family, and I'd like to be able to do that worry-free for the rest of my life. But that work has to be done now, and that has to be done through a world title. My kid got the Student with Heart award today, so they like celebrate her all month. And then, so they're talking about that, and now they're jump roping in the neighbor's driveway. Look at all the kids. Look at Archer. Get it, kid. My youngest, Adley, that's Archer's like her best friend. I've been able to give my kids experiences that I would have never been able to do without this sport, and I'm so grateful for that. But the motivation is making sure that I continue to be able to do that. That's where the sacrifice comes in. It makes all of this worth it. All of this being here by myself, and sometimes having to miss some stuff. Like my wife's birthday is tomorrow. I have to remind myself that if I don't do this, then they can't do that. Then she doesn't get to enjoy birthdays, and they can't live freely, and that's my goal. I'm dead serious. It's world title or bust. Listen, I'll just run this business now, okay?
All right.
All right.
And I'll just go fight people, I guess.
For sure. Is it recording?
No, it's not. You click with your finger.
Right there?
There, yep.
All right, guys. I'm taking control of Kid Cannon TV right now. All right. All right, you're good. You're up. You're up.
Gosh.
Let her rip, bro. This is Lionheart TV.
Well, to the right.
Okay, that's fine. It was a good first round of the year. Didn't start so great. Started awful. I think we made some progress there at the end. And nobody punched me in the face. That's a good day. This could be the last shot of this game. This might be the nail in the coffin for Nick. Oh. It's a good round of golf.
And on a par, I can
It's a good high camera. There we go. I did get punched in the face a lot this morning though, so I didn't go on a complete day without getting punched in the face, so.
It wouldn't be a day in the office without it.
100%. All right. This is Anthony Smith. I'm fighting Jimmy Crute, April 24th in Jacksonville, Florida. Sold out crowd. It's on pay-per-view. There's 3 title fights. Me and Jimmy Crute, Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall. Tune in.